So March seems an awfully long time ago. Obviously, we were watching infection rates, but it was still quite a shock. We called an emergency senior leadership team meeting immediately that morning. We made the decision, it wasn't a difficult decision, that first and foremost was safety of students and staff. COVID-19 did affect large parts of our research. People who simply could not come in to do their research, particularly laboratory-based research. Actually, a lot of non-laboratory-based continued online. But what dramatically changed was the increase in research into COVID-19. And this wasn't simply biological and health research, although there was a huge amount of that, trying to understand the disease. And of course, Manchester recruited more patients into trials per capita than any other part of the country. But actually vast amounts of research in humanities around public trust and understanding about human behaviour, about disadvantaged groups and getting to them, about those who are hard to reach. And we had a weekly meeting looking at all the research activities that were going on, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
So although across the university, huge numbers of staff worked incredibly hard to move to remote delivery overnight, and their efforts were remarkable. Equally, a large number of staff needed to continue working on campus to support the students who remained and to keep essential services going. So throughout the whole time of lockdown, I think there were huge amounts of innovative and resourceful attempts to make sure that students' needs were looked after both practically, but also importantly, emotionally and psychologically.
Obviously, this was a new environment, an environment that they have never lived in before, like we know with the pandemic environment. We still have a cross-section of our students who are volunteering to be able to donate, send food to the doorstep of the vulnerable. We had our teachers, our students supporting the teachers and the lecturers in researching into other ways to help society deal with COVID-19.
Colleagues in the university have been incredible in their responses. Many of them have faced personal difficulties, real difficulties, having children at home, having elderly relatives who were shielding, perhaps relatives who are seriously ill or even might have lost some of them. And yet they did an amazing amount to deliver the teaching and the research for the university. And on top of that, a lot of them just volunteered and went above and beyond. Look at our medical students who graduated early and went onto the wards, our nurses who went out to treat patients, our thousands of volunteers who helped, and the many who donated, for example, to our Student Hardship Fund and our COVID-19 research.
I think the university has a real pioneering spirit, and that then leads on to its values and its humanity. However large the University of Manchester is, as one of the largest campuses in Europe, it still is really at the grassroots.
In time to come, when we've got a bit more distance on all of this, I think we will look back on this time as a real achievement, despite the difficulties and the stresses and the strains.
I've been inspired by the humanity of staff who helped to make PPE and the catering staff who worked with local charities to ensure that our food was given to local people rather than wasted. The innovation of our teaching staff and our students is inspiring, and our big name researchers who helped educate the public with our lockdown lectures.
There are so many ways in which the university can contribute to society post-COVID. I think the idea of this sort of collective spirit, accepting diversity, accepting evidence, having an international outlook, all the things that we would encourage our students to have, and we're confident they can gain from their experience with us. I think that has a very, very powerful long-term benefit for society. Manchester was already an exemplar university in all sorts of ways, in every way, effectively. We are even more an exemplar university as we go through the coronavirus crisis.
As we start the new year, COVID-19 continues to challenge us. We understand the uncertainty that many people are feeling. The hard work continues for our students and our staff. I believe the spirit of our people will help us through. To all of our people, our staff, our students, our alumni around the world, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.